Let's get it started.
Let's get it started. Make sure everything's on low volume here. Oh, yeah. We got John doing some dance moves.
It's here. I'm here for buy or pass with the CTT, or at least the comic double threat.
Comic double threat. Yeah, brother. It is a comic double threat. Filling in for Edwin the Comic Jabroni that will be back next week. We have John Comics with Kids. Sir, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Should I like roll up the guns? I don't think I have the guns like the Jabroni. I can't pull that off. And I want to thank Edwin obviously for his service, because that is badass and it's so awesome of him. And I love hanging out with you guys. It's not the same without Edwin, and I'll do my best to be just as much of a knucklehead as him.
And to show his dedication, he's over at Fort Knox and he took a break, left base, and went comic book hunting.
Hey, he's AWOL comic hunting.
AWOL comic hunting.
He did, man.
Hey,
Perry, how are you doing today, Perry? I know this heat is bothering you as much as bothering me. For a minute, I thought the grass smelled like it was on fire, but no, it wasn't. It was just my wife out there with the hair dryer or something. Well, I got scared for a minute. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing quite well. It's Tuesday. It's the day before New Comic Book Day. I'm here hanging out with Mr. Rod. I'm here with the King. We're going to have a grand old time and talk about some comics.
You know why? Because we read a thing or two, because we know a thing or two.
There we go.
It is, man. All right, so guys, let's jump in the chat.
Let's see who's in the chat.
Would you like to do that, sir?
Go right ahead, Mr. Rod the Rican. Rod, the chat shouting out Rican. Let's go.
Comic Fold 2814. What is going on? We got Old Wolf 65 in the house. Lady Fantastic. How are you doing today, man? Thank you for hanging out. Comic Collector in the house, man. We appreciate you time hanging out. Pro 186 Comics. Hello. And we got Lawrence, the Mighty Comics guys. Yo, great slabs, great books. And we got Edwin, the Comic Jabroni in the house. What is up, Edwin? Thank you. We miss you. We love you. Can't wait to have you back next week. Keep on putting out that content, brother. HAQ79, what is going on? Cody Jones, what is up? And keep scrolling. We got a bunch of people. Ben Compton in the house. What is up? TMC Comics in the house. Daniel Arzola in the house. Thank you. JPS Budgets and Collecting. We all know who he is already. Comic D McD from across the pond. Thank you for hanging out with us, brother. And we keep it going. Woo, man. Am I missing anyone? I hope not. With that being said, I apologize if I did, but I think I got everyone. But make sure you check out everyone's channel and subscribe if you haven't.
My man JP Budget Collecting in the chat saying, well, John's on the show. Wait, John's on the show. Man, poor Rod and Perry really had to scrape bottom of the barrel for a guest. Oh man!
Let me correct that.
I forced Rod to do it. I forced Rod to do it. He had no choice.
He is the returning special guest. He loves being on the show, man.
Nah, he's an
honestly, it's one of my favorite shows every week, guys. And any way that I can get back on this show, I'm gonna do it.
Heck yeah!
I want the Laker jersey back on.
Don't joke. I can make it happen.
No. All right, guys. So before we jump into this week, how about a certain book we read last week, which we will call it Read of the Week. So I have one. I don't know if you guys are ready. I think you guys are ready. We are prepared for this stuff in some way or type of form. We are ready.
Start it off, Mr. Rod.
Well, I'm going to hit you off with something that you guys already know.
Mm-hmm.
And I know certain people may not like it. I'll probably get a thumbs down right now. But I have to say, Daredevil.
Oh, man.
Daredevil, man. I gotta do it, brother. There it is. And I'm sure John agrees that it was a great read.
It's my read of the week too, Perry.
And there it is. Then that's what we call the dynamic dude for Daredevil.
I felt so bad because I read it and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna probably be on the show. And my dad was crazy. I was so bummed that
No,
why is Edwin here? We're supposed to have two people that make fun of Rod for liking Daredevil.
The tables have turned.
We'll do the hot tag. Go ahead.
I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, it was easily the best thing I read last week. I didn't read a terribly large amount, so maybe that's part of the factor.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
I read enough to know that like it's been really good. And I didn't love 6, but 7 is like just spot on for me.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of dig like at the very end where I don't want to talk too much about the whole spec and what's going to happen. We all know that, John.
Is he going to be able to see? Will he finally figure out what his costume looks like? Will he find his keys? Will he figure out where he put his mask? Find out next week.
I'll tell you what, though, for a blind man, he scores really good, though. He has no problem finding hot chicks in the movies and TV shows and all that stuff.
So you know how to use your hands when you're blind.
Hey, there it is, man. But at that very end, I have to say, man, when he's up top and he's just saying assault in this city, or he's just calling it everything. You see all the words behind it, what he's just calling it every crime in the city. And who is the one playing Daredevil now, or who's behind it? I don't know, John. What do you think, man? You have an idea?
You're spot on. That last moment when Matt's basically become 911. He's basically reporting all the crimes that he can hear with his super senses, and he doesn't want to get involved, but he can't do nothing. And then, of course, we have this new vigilante character that's really interesting on the side, and his evolution over these 7 issues has been fascinating. So, yeah, I just really dug the ending, and I'm excited to kind of see what goes on.
So now, does Daredevil have a super smell?
Yes,
he does.
Yeah, which is a plus and a minus.
I mean, I guess so.
But so is the super hearing. I mean, he's got to hear every garage band in the neighborhood.
Hey, he could hear when we're live. All right, since both you fellas had to go and pick up Daredevil, I'm going to show you guys 2 books that I can't decide which is my favorite. First one being the one that I knew I was going to love, this Teen Titans issue 31 with Lobo. It was just straight action-packed. Awesome. And then this one that caught me by surprise, that I completely fell down the rabbit hole of Usagi Yojimbo with Miyamoto. Freaking awesome book. I'm like literally looking for back issues, as much research as I can on this character. I even went out and made a video on him. I really like this little rabbit.
I actually ordered that book. I'm still waiting for it in the mail. But before we keep it going, man, I have to jump in the chat, Perry. I am so sorry, sir. Okay. We got a few people that just jumped on. We got Very Gary Comics in the house. Thank you, sir, for hanging out with us, man. Really do appreciate your time. Samayan Comics, Carolina Chris 26 in the house. Ruben Nieves, another brother from Florida. Thank you, brother. Thank you. TMC Comics. All right. Well, I think I mentioned him already. And Comic Forward 2814. Thank you, as always, for supporting every channel in the community.
Heck yeah.
Harry, it's up to you now, sir. Keep it going.
No, that's what I want to talk about. I think Teen Titans, the only criticism from that book was that there was like no character development or dialogue, which then they completely missed the point, because it was just straight nonstop action-packed. Lobo kicking, wailing on the Teen Titans, breaking his daughter's foot, slamming a train on top of her. It was epic. It was awesome, and perfect timing with the TV show coming out and everything. It was just the stars aligned for my Lobo.
Man. Actually, that Lobo, man, I can't wait for it. I started to watch Krypton. A few episodes in, I stopped, but I saw what he looks like now. I really got to get back on it now.
Heck yeah. And Shelly Cakes, who's new in the community, she made like a ASMR video on Lobo because she said she got inspired from me talking about him so much, and it is the coolest thing. I literally watched it last night. I was like getting ready for bed, and it was like the most soothing way you could ever listen to Lobo.
Will you try that out, John? Listen to Lobo?
Listening to it, relaxing, the soothing sounds.
Listen, yeah.
Try it out.
Pretty
Something
awesome.
different.
All right, yeah. So that was my last week wrap up.
All right, so that was last week. How about we get to well, I got some Marvel, I got some DCs. You got that too. Where do we start? How about we just kick it off with Marvel? Get that out the way. I know a bunch of you guys love DC. I love DC. John loves DC. And all right, so what are your picks? We'll start with Perry if you have a Marvel book. If not, throw it right back to me. And then
I have a cover by for Marvel.
That works.
It's going to be Black Panther issue 13, if I'm not mistaken. That David Mack, which is actually Captain America on the cover, which just looks
great cover,
beautiful.
Yeah,
it's very nice.
Is that one of the new run they're doing? What's it called? It's not. It's they've got a name for it. It's not the Battle Lines anymore. It's got another name.
The whole thing.
Sure. I don't know. I stay away from Marvel because then they'll sucker me in, and before I know it, I'm getting A through J comics of Amazing Spider-Man or Spider-Man, the Kid Next Door. Who the hell knows what the hell I'm buying?
Well,
War of the Realms.
I'm not buying Black Panther, but if you're buying it for a cover, I would like to see the cover if you want to pull it up.
Yeah, I mean, I got that Captain America right there. I mean, it's a beautiful cover. It's very nice.
It is very nice.
And David Mack is absolutely lights out. That guy is amazing.
He really is. Fun fact, my brother met him in like 2003, 2004, early 2000s, and he actually had a painting sketched for him in front of him of Daredevil.
All right. So, damn, did I say Black Panther? I swear you said Black Panther.
Black Panther with a Captain America cover.
All right, sweet. All right, we got more people in the chat. Hey, John, can you jump in the chat and just
I was just dropping a little line in there. Do you want me to shout people out or what?
Yes, sir. Please.
We had Lady Fantastic jump in. She's been dropping some good comments about DC versus Marvel. I'm a Marvel fan as well, but I do love some good DC when they're dropping some good stories. Carolina Chris was in there, and Comic Collector is in there. Let's see. Daniel Arzola stopped by. Cody Jones, AML is in there. Shortbox Padawan just came in. Everybody's geeking on that David Mack.
David Mack for the win. That Kabuki. What is it? Kabuki's going to be a TV show, right, Rod?
It's going to be a TV
Rod's
show.
Been hollering Kabuki since 84.
Kabuki. Hey, you got it right there. And it's signed by David Mack. When you see it on TV, you come back to me. All right. So, I want to knock off my Marvel real quick. John, what you got, brother, before I knock off my books right here?
I've got 2 Marvel books. Was that all you, Perry? You only got the 1 Marvel book?
I think I got 1 more Marvel book. Hold on, let me check real quick. I got my Marvel folder up here.
Okay.
Because I don't want to mistake because I'm not a...
I mean, obviously, for me, like the main one I'm getting is War of the Realms 6. Like, I want the final issue in the story. It's been really compelling. There's a lot of fun covers. There's a Del Mundo that's got Thor on it that's really badass. I'm probably going to go with the there's a Jane Foster cover where she's like lopping off some demon's hand. It's badass. There's like a hand flying in the air and she's just like chopped it off. It's so cool looking. So I'll probably go with the Jane Foster cover. But
you're not buying no tie-ins though, right?
No, I'm not buying any of the tie-ins. In fact, I wasn't even going to read the story itself. But we did it for book club when they dropped the 3rd issue. And I went and my LCS had a sale during Free Comic Book Day. So I got $1 for back issues. I bought the first 2 issues for $1. So in the end, I could read the first 3 issues for whatever, $5-6. So now I'm hooked. I got to read the last 3.
But yeah, I'm going to get this War of the Realms Punisher number 3, which is straight cover by with Punisher with like that really cool gun with the blade at the bottom. And he's holding like a head on top of all the dead bodies and green blood, and he doesn't have a scratch on him, by the way, because he's so badass.
Yeah, exactly. And that sword on his back too.
Oh yeah, it's a huge sword, and like the bottom is that's like a skull. just freaking epic, you know. So
Actually,
so
if you're buying that book, you should go pick up Daredevil because he's in Daredevil. I think you will like it, man.
cool. Oh man, you're gonna make
You're
me
not gonna
drop
win
this
this
book.
debate, Rod.
I'm gonna drop the
keep-
book.
I'm gonna keep pushing forward, and you're gonna get it, brother. I'm gonna.
One day, Perry's gonna open his mail, and there's gonna be a Gemini mailer with like 10 Daredevil books.
And he's gonna use that as firewood.
Oh man, I'm gonna start. I'm
something.
gonna start getting AOKs. There's all Daredevil books. Oh
Carmela,
man,
stop.
Oh my
that's
god.
funny.
All right, so guys, let's keep it going here. You got one more, Perry, or you're done with Marvel?
That is it for Marvel. They're not taking any more change out my pocket.
All right, well, I'm gonna just knock out a few books right here real quick.
I only
Conan,
I only got one more, so whenever you're ready, I
No,
guarantee mine is not on your list, so you can run through yours if you want.
yeah, let me just knock these books out. Amazing Spider-Man 24. Yes, I have to get it because of Craven. That's the only reason why. The story's been great. And Doctor Strange. What? Oh my
Something strange is
Lord.
going on.
Doctor
What is he? The
Strange.
new Herod of Galactus?
You got him. And yo, Dormammu is in it. If that cover is gonna be fire, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a lot of people buying this book. I'm telling you. Doctor Strange issue 15. Don't sleep on it. I'm telling you right now. And Thanos issue 13. Well, not 13, but issue 3 of 6. All right, it's a mini series, and that's also on my list. And that's a great little story arc. It's just a little mini run. We all know what's going on with Thanos and Gamora and all that stuff. And Conan the Barbarian. Edwin likes Conan. Like he would appreciate that. That's issue 7. That's my Marvel, guys. I'm sorry to talk about that.
No, there's some good
No,
stuff.
that's
in
awesome,
there.
man.
That Conan the Barbarian's not been half bad. I just it was one of the books I ended up culling from my list. I couldn't keep it.
If you had to pick one, though, if you had Barbarian or Savage, if you read Savage, which one would you pick?
Barbarian. I like Jason Aaron more as a writer, personally.
For sure. I would ask Perry that, but Perry be like,
I don't know.
Hey, you'd be like, what are you talking about? Buy a DC book. So my last Marvel book is X-Men Grand Design. I really have been enjoying this Ed Piskor run, and there's one more issue in the Extinction storyline, so that one drops tomorrow. I really enjoyed the previous one. These are basically my favorite X-Men books when I was reading. You know, we're talking about like the early 200s, a little bit before. And so they're going to catch up to the like Mutant Massacre storyline, which is one of my favorites, and getting them kind of retold and redrawn with new sequences. I thought was really kind of a cool design and throwbacks. You know, I love there's a Shadow Cat cover with Kitty Pryde. That's really cool looking.
Now those are the covers that are split down the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, those have been beautiful.
I got the Storm one. Last
Yeah.
time I was on your show, the
Storm.
Storm one was my cover pick. And then it was such a good read. I'm going to get the Shadow Cat one now.
Heck yeah.
I actually picked up the first issue of that, and I like at the very end, it's because it's a thick book, and at the very end, they break down like issues, years, and everything. That was like blew my mind away, and I like that a lot. So it's like an index if you want to go find a book and all that good stuff. That was pretty neat because after I read it, I was like, it was so fast, and then it's like, oh, wait a minute, interesting what they did here. So
yeah, and for somebody that's new to X-Men and wants to like get a little bit of the backstory and understand it a little better, it's a fun way to read it. And I like Piskor's design, his style to it is really kind of cool. So yeah, it's for me, it's a nostalgia buy for sure.
Heck yeah.
All right, so let's jump into ready, Perry.
What is it?
Marvel. I mean, not Marvel.
Oh, Marvel. I'm like, damn it, Roz.
Again, it's so good.
I got paper here. You got paper plates. I got notes, man. Where your paper plates at?
Why are you making fun of my paper plates, man? I got paper plates with notes all over them. Don't hate on the plates.
All right, guys. John, if you don't mind, can you be the moderator for tonight, sir? I really will appreciate that. You're the greatest.
You want me to shout out some chat folk?
Yes, for sure, sir.
Epicurean Eye Relief has jumped in. Good to see you, EER. And Fantastic Comics is in there. C. Woodard 19 jumped in. Newsstand. Good to see you, brother. Comics Misexplained. Jason is in there. Tank Collects, my neighbor to the north by about an hour or less. He's jumped in there.
And Swamp Thing aficionado.
Big Swamp Thing fan for sure. Let's see. Did we say Carolina Chris Bake the Snake is in here? He says, "Don't hate on Perry's paper plate sponsor money."
Hey, man. You know why? This is a metaphor. I write all my notes on here because I'm hungry. I'm hungry to make videos.
Hungry for comics.
I'm hungry for comics.
Save that for tomorrow after you get your books. After you're looking for your books, you find the nearest shop and buy a slice or chicken wing or something, because that's what I usually do.
Then we also have Highly a Comic Bro. Your neighbor is in there.
Heck yeah.
And let's see, did I miss anybody? Comic Head 84 is in there. Rabbit 022608 is in there. And Felix Maldonado just jumped in.
All right, man. Let's
Rod
keep it
gets
going,
chicken
man.
grease on his books.
What? Go ahead, Perry. Hit us off.
Sponsored by Duff Beer, guys. This thing is an energy drink. I just had coffee and I'm drinking the energy. I feel like I'm gonna explode right now. Oh man,
so don't do that on the air. Please,
DC. Top book for DC, Detective Comics 1006. Hands down.
Comics 1006. Good choice. Good choice, sir.
There's actually two covers. This one I think is the Del Auto.
That's the cover being gorgeous.
Yeah, the cover be. I love how it's like it's like smoke, but at the same time they're bats. It's incredible how they could do that. I tried drawing. I'm not that good. I tried doing a Samurai Jack drawing last night. I'm like, you know what? I can't be a cover artist.
It was good.
Too much.
Well,
that was pretty good.
How many people could draw that? Come on, that thing's insane. That Batman is insane.
Yeah. And then that's the A cover. And this is like the start of a new story arc because we had the Arkham Knight, the female who was born in Arkham Asylum. She's now being captured, apprehended, and now we're starting a new story. So it's a good jumping on point if you haven't been reading Detective Comics.
Actually, you know what? Don't knock your art because look, Jim Boatwright. Look what he's been doing.
Oh yeah, but he's really good.
I mean, look at that. He's right there, man. So you got to start somewhere. So don't knock yourself. All right. So that's your DC books.
Well, that's one of them. I also got Damned. Let's see. I got the A cover, which is my preferred cover of the Joker. With
it's sick. That's an insane cover.
Like I tried looking as close as I can. Each like tooth is individually drawn and like has its own like. It's just so gritty and like what you would imagine the Joker would be. And then we got Jim Lee, who's turning into Rob Liefeld. I don't know what the hell he's thinking. Like
that's unfair. That's unfair. Take that back. You take that back.
I take it back. What is he doing, man?
I don't know what
he's in California, right? He's smoking the herbs in California. You think this is good? It's
weed Batman.
It's the weed Batman.
I love that cover. I love it.
Rob loves it. I'm sorry, Rob. This is Swamp Thing. This is Swamp Thing Batman.
Well, that's it, man. Hey, John, you got a cover for DC or a certain book you want to read besides?
I got two only for my DC, and of course, Batman Damned. That cover A is definitely the number one book for me, and I really want to read that and see how that Batman Damned finishes. Oh yeah. Because as much as I feel like it's been a bit of a roller coaster, because I can tell that they've made edits after the first issue dropped, which is a real shame. I think most people in the community feel like the comic would have been better if they just let, Azzarello and Lee Bermejo just kind of run with it. And so I'm curious just to see how it ends and how far back they've pulled the reins on this story, because I really hope it ends strong and becomes something memorable. I do think if they don't stick this landing, it's going to impact the Black Label in the long run. Because it's already kind of impacting it, I think, a little bit. And I would hope that they finish strong and then the Black Label becomes something really special because they're melding Vertigo into this sort of Black Label front in next year in 2020. So if they really blow it with Batman Damned, I think it's going to have an impact. So I'm hoping that's my big read for this one. And then my other book is the Flash. Issue 73 is year one continued. I think it's the 4th part of year one. So that's my only other DC buy. I'm excited to kind of continue that story, the Barry Allen storyline kind of being retold a little bit.
So you like the run so far that I said, read it, at least just try it. So
hey, because of this show, I'm reading Flash and Daredevil, and I'm enjoying both because of this show. So Perry can be like, why are you reading Daredevil? But he's also like, yeah, you're reading Flash.
I don't like Flash.
What?
Gotta love him, man.
Perry, what's happening to you?
Gotta
hey,
love
man, hold on real quick. I'm going to run to the store and get you guys stuff. What do you want? That's the Flash. No, I'm just busting jobs. He's cool.
Oh,
I haven't been reading him.
That's too funny.
I have to say though, Martian Manhunter. Yeah, I like it. Outer Space. You got Martian Manhunter. You got Green Lantern out there doing their own thing. But Martian Manhunter is pretty dope, man. I like it, and I'm gonna keep it going, man. It's called 6 of 12 issues. I started. I ain't gonna finish now, and I kind of like it, man. It's kind of weird, man. It's kind of disturbing too. To see him all like, well, you see the covers, man. So that's how it is. So those are my DC books, guys. And
I think I have one more DC book. Let me check.
What? There's another one. Yeah, Action Comics.
Yeah, Action Comics 1012, which is a Event Leviathan tie-in. Which there are actually 2 pretty cool covers. The one with him flying, and then the one with his face.
I actually like the one just flying up. That's the one I like. But that's like, yeah. It's
a really nice cover. I don't understand why they made him look so small in those clouds. Like when I made my thumbnail, I photoshopped him and made him big. Oh, I don't think I have it on here. But I made him really big because it's like he looks really cool because you see him flying in motion, and that's, I don't know. I thought that was really cool. But then you got the regular cover looks awesome too with him. He's like warming up his eye beams, ready to shoot.
Those eyes look sick as hell though. Actually, it's kind of creepy if you keep looking at it. Like, stop looking at me, man. I need to go to sleep later on. What? You didn't like Roll the Bones?
He watched like a damn. He watched Brightburn. He watched Brightburn. He's like, I got this.
Daredevil. Read it. All right, guys. So, John, is there something that you want to talk about? Maybe just about a Carnage thing. I don't know.
Awesome segue, Rob.
You're trying to set me up. Look at he's like, right, let me pass this off, John.
No, we can keep it going.
It's like we get pulled over. We get pulled over in the car, and Rob's just passing it to John.
It's a hot tag. It's called a hot tag, man.
I would say, yeah. So they dropped the news that Donny Cates and Marvel have this ambition for Absolute Carnage #1, which I'm not certain, but I think it drops in August. They're going to aim for setting an all-time record for books sold to shops, not necessarily sold to individuals, which is a really messed up way of counting, but whatever, because they can ship a crap ton of books to shops and have them sit there on the shelves, like Batman 1000 or Action 1000. You go in and you can still find those and get those right now. So apparently their goal is to do the same kind of thing for Carnage. And what was the number? Is it 8 million something?
8 million. I think they're trying to break the X-Men first one that came out back long time ago.
Admittedly, I'm just going to say up front, of course you can do this. You can print 9 million copies if you want, but will every one of them be bought by a customer, or are comic shops going to be stuck with like a trillion of these? Are these going to be the new book you find in dollar bins over the next 20 years?
Hands down, yes. I think they're completely delusional if they think Carnage coming out by Donny Cates in the summer of 2019 is going to sell as hot as X-Men 1 did back in the early 90s. No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
No way. During that era where everybody was freaking lining up, lines around the block to get into comic shops. No way. Marvel hates local comic shops. Let's see it. They're trying to end the local comic shop. They're trying to make everything digital. This is what's happening.
And what does Absolute Carnage have? Because the truth is, X-Men 1 had Jim Lee doing covers and art interior and Chris Claremont writing. What the heck does Absolute Carnage have that's going to even come close to matching that quality level?
Yep. But it's not Rob Liefeld for sure.
Oh man!
I mean, I like Donny Cates a lot,
yeah,
but he is somewhat hit or miss, especially when he's overloaded with a lot of books to write. So that's the writing side, and I don't even know who's doing the art on Absolute Carnage. Maybe somebody in the chat knows.
Maybe another one of his friends from college.
I feel like at this point, I'm not all that interested in the book when that's what they're gonna put. They're gonna go for a record because maybe they don't have a book that's worth reading.
Yeah, that just seems insane to print 8 million copies to ship them to shops. They're gonna be sitting there. Hands
90
down.
miles from comics. Chad was the first one. Fantastic Comics was the second. They're saying Stegman is the artist.
All right, all right, let's keep it going.
Thanks, guys.
Yep, let's keep it going with the chat here real quick. We got Comic Man Andy. What is going on? Make sure I'm not missing it. Comic Mix Explain in the house. Thank you, brother. And it's storming here right now, I think in Florida, unless that's my neighbor cutting grass.
That's those dogs we got fighting.
Yeah, brother. All right, let's keep it going. We got that out the way. Actually, what do you think, John? Is that under or over?
Yeah, so that you made a joke. I think it was on your Instagram. Will Marvel get under or over 8 million sold? And I jokingly replied, they'll get under because there's no way that customers will buy it. But the more I've been thinking about it is they can print a crap ton of this. It's all going to fall on the comic community because nobody, those comic LCSs, they're going to be holding on to these. So it's I would say that probably the odds are going to be under that they will not make it to 8 million. And if they do, it's only going to mess with LCSs. So I'm going to go under and pray to God the LCSs don't order enough to go to 8 million.
I think. How about you, sir?
I think in order for them to even come close to something like that, they're going to have a marketing campaign to target people who don't go to comic shops regularly, to bring back that group of people that they'll just stumble into a shop every now and then, or they might see an ad for Absolute Carnage and the new Carnage movie and try to raise up a spec. Everybody go to your local comic shops, support. That's the only way that they could even attempt to try to touch a number like 8 million. There's just no way. The people who go weekly and we have budgets. We understand what's a hot buy. We understand what we're looking for. We know what we like. And then there's that people that they buy speculate, but there's no way you're selling 8 million copies. I don't see it happening.
So are you under or over?
Under, way under.
Way under.
Way under.
Well, I'm going to have to just break it up here, guys. I think the community may go over and just start buying. This is just me, guys. I think people will start buying this book and just keep it buying, trying to sell it for the simple fact because when that free Comic Day book came out, the one with Carnage on it, people were like actually trying to find this book. I have one copy of the free Comic Day book with Carnage on it, and that's, I don't know, man. That's just me. I got one copy of the free Comic Day, and
it's gonna be sitting next to Turok on the shelf.
Hey, you gotta.
It's gonna be another coaster.
You never know. That's the thing. And then you know what? It may hit us in the hard pockets where we should not spend that much money. But
I agree with JP budget collecting. They won't actually even sell 1 million. Yeah, I don't even think they'll even come close to 1 million, honestly.
Well, and another comment was that Venom from Fantastic Comics, he says that Venom can't even break 100,000. Yeah. So how are they going to expect Carnage to break 9 million?
And that's a bigger household name than Carnage.
Exactly. They even made a movie out for Venom, but I totally agree with that. That's a great comment.
Heck yeah.
Well, I got to be in there and say, heck no, something's going to happen.
I passed up Turok in the 50-cent bin.
I'm not saying I won't read it, and I'm not saying I won't buy this first issue.
I'm buying it.
It'll probably end up being a book club pick or something where we're going to be reading it anyways. But I can't imagine there will be 9 million. But maybe that's just maybe I'm being really cynical about it. It's Alec. He's rubbing off on me.
I just want to address Tank Collects. I'm not knocking Carnage. I think it's going to be a great book. I think Donny Cates is probably going to knock it out the park. But what's the problem with Turok is they printed way too many copies of the book. Same thing with Carnage. If they go and print this many copies, it's going to sit on the shelf, whether it's a good book or not. I mean, are you going to go out to your shop and buy 40 copies of it just to have it sit there? It's not going to have any value because they printed so many of them.
Oh, there it is. Perry Comics will be going live.
Let me go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm taking the blazer off. No,
be doing. Let's talk comics. Let's shoot fire and beep, 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 on my show. Yo, but hey, that's our thought. That's our opinion. Leave the comments in the below. All the way in the below.
Well, and Jason Comics Misexplained is basically saying that Marvel's doing this as a joke. They're just trying to create a little buzz, a little talk about it. And that's more than likely because obviously comics aren't selling the same way they were in the 90s. So that's an unrealistic expectation. Yep. So there's definitely that part of it as well. But it's just it's so outlandish. It's so over the line that I think it passed comedy like 3 houses back.
But here we are. We're talking about it. That's the thing about comics. We expect and just talk and just, what? At the long run, who knows what's going to happen? So I'm gonna buy it. We're gonna buy it. If you don't buy it, then that's fine. That's up to you. You know what I'm saying? And man,
here comes Marvel Comics with their 64,749 variants for Carnage.
No, there's not. We're jumping to indies, guys.
Let's go to indie books. Let's see what the actual real good books coming out this week are.
Started off Perry Comics, and then we jump to John if he has an indie book. I have one book, and then I jump to my 55 books, which I don't have, but anyway.
This is my most anticipated read of the week. The Goon #3. I completely fell in love with the Goon, just like I fell in love with Usagi Yojimbo. Like these indie books that they're like refreshing with the #1 and introducing them, because I never picked these books up in the past. And I read like Usagi, I loved it. I read The Goon, I was like, this is incredible. I read the second issue, I'm like, it even got better than the first one. So I'm expecting #3 to at least come close to issue 1 and 2. I mean, I don't think Eric Powell's going to let me down. So that's my top anticipated read coming up this week.
I'm just giving the shout out real quick to the chat. We thank you all for hanging out on Buy Your Pass on New Comic Book Day with Perry Comics. My brother, John Comics with Kids. I'm sorry, guys. Edward the Comic Jabroni will be back next week, and he will be on the show. And you know who I am already. Robin Weekend.
And then we got this new book coming out. Since I'm like on a samurai binge, they decided to throw out this Samurai Grandpa, which it looks kind of cool. It's like about this samurai grandpa who comes out of retirement because his daughter got kidnapped. So now he's hunting down the streets of Japan looking for his daughter.
That's a double cover. Actually, I'm going to order that one because my LCS didn't have it. So things happen, If the LCS don't have it, order it online. I use grandcrackers.com. Perry used midtown.com. But
I've actually completely stopped ordering Midtown, and I've just like focused only on my OCS. Any book that I want, I'm just gonna tell them to order a diamond, and I'd rather wait and pick it up on my shop. I'm just gonna say, you know what, Midtown, you had your chance and you blew it.
Here it is. And Mr. John Comics with Kids, what is your indie book?
My indie book is Boom Studios. It's this new issue of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, issue 40. They're introducing a new, or at least they're reinventing a Power Ranger character. And tomorrow night on Book Club, we have what was Burke Nasty, but now I believe he's reformatted to be Burke Family Comics. we're having Steve Berkland on, and Steve's going to talk about his love for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and we're going to be, after we talk Batman Damned, we're going to be talking about Mighty Morphin issue 40 and the White Power Ranger. So it's my first time ever reading a Power Rangers comic, and there's a whole bunch of variants for this, including all those classic ones where like they're just holding the helmet, like the helmet is like the focus. Those things are being slabbed all over the place. People love those covers. So yeah, we're reading Power Rangers issue 40.
Heck yeah.
All right. Well said, guys. Well said. I see the chat is talking about Road of Bones, guys. And
real quick, this is that Power Ranger cover that I think it looks so nice.
That's a nice one, but have you seen the one where they're holding the helmet? That's like they're like.
I have seen the one with the helmet, and the only reason why I don't want to get it is because I feel like everybody has that cover or they want that cover, and I'm like, I really like this one because it's number one, it's different. It's not the same thing as they're holding their helmet. It's real shiny and stuff. I like this one, like he's breaking through. He's got that sword, and there's like broken glass falling everywhere. I don't know.
That is a dope cover, though.
Yeah. And we've been discovered.
Actually, before we jump to Road of Bones, I want to mention one book I think is going to be. Well, actually, I'll save that. I'm going to talk about Road of Bones, man.
Road of Bones.
Road of Bones is going on second print, guys. The first one is on fire. It went to second print.
I got to read that. The first one.
Yeah,
I'm going to get the second one. Don't worry, Rod. I'm listening to you now. Because apparently Rod has a little bit of wisdom in there.
Well, you just have a feeling when you read about it, then you go out there and get it, man. Actually, what you want to do is just Google Road of Bones, guys. Google Road of Bones is taking place in Russia, and it's like kind of true story. They put the people in these camps and stuff like that. It will blow your mind. And it's like actual pictures of a place, Road of Bones. But the comic will throw your mind. I'm telling you guys.
You got the Discovery Bay jumping in the chat. Nice to see you, JB.
JB.
He's out there. We got Unruly Simeon jumped in here. He's chatting. Comic Man Andy is in here. I collect a lot. You got all kinds of awesome folk jumping in here. Aggressively Relaxing is in there. Awesome folks.
Heck yeah.
All right. So,
what else you got, Rod?
Well, I just want to mention this. I have to mention this book here, guys. It's Weatherman, Volume 2, Issue number 1. All right, so this is the second run, but check it out, guys. This thing sounds pretty dope, and I'm specking that this may be I'm just specking it. It may be good, man. I've been on the road, man. Road of Bones have been hot. Killer Groove's been hot. Oh, did I mention Killer Grooves already? But anyway, sorry about that, guys. But anyway, let's keep it going here.
Did you read the first Weatherman volume?
I didn't. There's a first volume because I seen this and I was reading like the little description of what it's about, and it seems crazy.
I have not read it, but I know that Nicolas Cage did he did a movie a long time ago, but I know it's not based on Weatherman. So we'll throw that out there. Nicolas Cage, Weatherman, no one's seen it?
I don't know.
I don't think it's that one.
Which man? Which man?
Which man?
The Wicker Man, you mean?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's disturbing.
You
got to see the original Wicker Man. Now, that's a movie.
All right, so we talk about movies. Everything's getting off track here.
Sorry, don't want to derail. Don't want to derail. You said Nicolas Cage, and I'm.
Oh man, you went down the movie road.
Whoa, yeah. So
there was that one movie with him. What's it called? Where he was in New Orleans and he was a detective, but he was like crazy on drugs. I think it was after Hurricane Katrina.
Bad Lieutenant.
Bad Lieutenant. That is a great movie.
It's a sequel to a really great Harvey Keitel movie called Bad Lieutenant. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, Rod.
No, that's fine. Bad Lieutenant with Perry and John after dark. That worked. That sounds perfect.
We're not talking Lost. Apparently, we're talking movies.
Let's get back to this book right here, guys. This is by Image Comics, Weatherman. All right, I'm gonna read it, man. It sounds good. And I'm going to say pick it up. If you don't want to, that's up to you, man. So Nathan Bright has no memory of alleged role in a terrorist attack that killed 18 billion people, guys. But that isn't stopping him from trying to atone for the action of the past self. Question mark, right? Or hunted by literally everyone in the galaxy, Nathan's quest for the redemption takes him to the scene of crime where he discovers that Earth not left less at all. It's monstrous. So there it is, guys. That's by Image Comics, Weatherman, Volume 2, Issue number 1. And that comes out tomorrow at a price at $3.99. And man, I need my glasses. My glasses are at work.
Hats, not glasses. Hashtag.
Yes. But yeah, that seems like a pretty cool book. I'm if I see it at my shop, I'm gonna pick it up.
Good try if you can find it.
This is another one, Aftershock, that Killer Groove #2. I really like the first one. First one was awesome. But this one's pretty cool. You know, it's continuing that story. Well, it's like 2 different stories going on in the book, and this is like gonna show that second story that's happening, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, kind of dig it. Actually, it's kind of gritty and dark, and I like that a lot. But yeah, if you're not reading, actually, Criminal is another one. So check out Criminal.
I gotta read Criminal, man. I've been slacking. I know. I think John, you did a Criminal show, a live show, a while back, and I was
book club. We read issue 1, and I ended up buying the first 3, but then I really felt like I wanted to go back and read the others, and then Take the Time Collectibles sent me all the trades. So I'm waiting to try to like read those and find somebody that wants to chat about the original Criminal stories.
I just need to read them.
Actually, if you have the DC app, man, do it, bro.
Are they on the DC app?
I found some of them on the DC app, and there was one book.
I thought it was Image Book. No? Maybe I'm wrong.
No, Ed Brubaker. You can find Ed Brubaker.
Ed Brubaker.
If you like that type of style stuff, you can find his books on DC app.
Heck yeah.
So
very cool. So I got any other?
Sorry, I had to pull them out. The originals are Icon Publishers, but I don't know if they've been purchased by DC at some point or anything. I don't know.
And then we get that Spawn coming out, that 298 homage to Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, I'm freaking hyped about Spawn. I think it's going to be the regular one with the words, and then the variant for cover B is going to be like a virgin, and then the black and white sketch for C cover. So that looks pretty damn cool.
Yeah. We got Comics with Buter in the house. What is going on? Comics with Buter, thank you for hanging out. Buy your pass, sir. Thank you, sir. Jam Sessions in the house. How are you doing? He said, how do you leave your glasses at work when you're slipping, Rod? When you're slipping, things happen.
He forgets to see because he reads too much Daredevil.
Yeah, man. I can take the shots fired. And I give them back later on down the road.
Oh man,
that's how it is, man. That's how it is. Comic Mrs. Play in the house. What is up? All right, let's keep it going here, guys.
Did Perry? Do you have any indies? Did we skip over you?
I think I went over. Oh, we got that Ghost Tree #3 coming out, which has been a pretty hot book. I think online it's selling like limit 1 per customer because I guess people are ordering multiple copies of this and trying to flip it online. I think the first one went up on eBay for like $30 at one point. So I don't know if you get your hands on it. I heard it was a really good read. I have issue 1 and 2. I haven't read it yet. I'm gonna wait till I get this third one so I can like really dive into it and get a good understanding after I read the first 3 issues. Because I don't like to like read one issue and then I'm like, well, let me get like, I don't know. I need to like binge read 3 issues of a new series in order to like get a good feel for the book before I talk poop about it.
Is that how it worked with Daredevil?
Look, man, I bought Man Without Fear, all the connecting covers. I think it was like 4 or 5 of them. And I was like, this is pretty cool. And then I opened it up and I was like,
Well, I tell you that I've definitely read Daredevil by certain writers that I've disliked. But I think Chip Zdarsky is doing a great job.
Okay, I'll tell you this. I have issue 1. I have issue 1 signed. I'm gonna crack it open. I'm gonna read it. And then
I
I'm going to
love
talk
the
about
Mark Wade run, but I loved the Brubaker, and I really enjoyed the Bendis, and of course Frank Miller is the boss. But yeah, it's all about which writer, right? Like I think it's the same with Green Lantern. I didn't like Green Lantern until I read some of the Jeff Johns stuff, and I have never really loved Flash. But now I'm trying some Josh Williamson. I think it's the right writer with the right character.
yeah,
is
and
way
the right artist too, because like I
Do
can read
you
a
like-
book. And the art is just like, I can't get through. I picked up Goddess Mode #1. I'm like, this seems interesting. I read through the first 2 pages. I closed it and I said, I've never read such a horrible book.
Wow.
I didn't like it at all.
I was going to ask you, John, do you like Grant Morrison's run on Green Lantern? Have you read it?
I read issue 1 and I didn't like it enough to pick up another one. But then I heard from D Comic Queen on Instagram. She was saying, oh, issue 7 is going to be amazing. This is the one when he's living inside the ring and the ring is dying. And it's all this unusual styled book. So I went out and bought it and it was exceptional. That was a great book. I really, really loved issue 7. But it wasn't enough to make me want to buy other ones. It felt like a standalone story and I liked it as a standalone. But I feel like Grant Morrison is that way, where either he's spot on and you're feeling it's like that. Was it All-Star Superman? That was a really good run. Or, you know, you get something that's just kind of strange and Morrison like weird.
Yeah, man. But
Steve Whiting is in the chat too. Thank you, brother, for coming by.
Hello,
hi,
Steve.
Aaliyah Comics, bro. Your name is not in the mud. We're just talking so much here, having a great time. It's kind of hard to look at the chat and keep it going here, guys. We got aggressively relaxing. Hello, thank you for hanging out. And Steve Wadding in the house. Keep it going here, guys. Damn. So we just talked about Grant Morrison, the Green Lantern, and he's all right. And let's see what we got here. So, what do you think about your best indie cover of the week or your best regular price variant? If you're going to spend a lot of money on if you're going to spend a lot of money on a variant cover, where will you put that money at? DC, Marvel, Image?
Probably DC, but DC, their variants usually are cover price or $1 more.
This is the variant for me, guys. Like this is the cover B, I think, for Action Comics 1012. Just cool view of Superman flying and this crazy red cloud chasing him. If you look close, there's even like a hand coming out of the red cloud, like reaching for him.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that.
It's freaking cool. This would be probably. I'm sorry if it's like super out of focus. I don't have. I'm not cool. I'm not cool like Perry yet.
Oh my god.
I'm not OBS. That means, that blazer is slamming. That's what OBS stands for. Oh, my blazer is slamming. No, so that Action Comics 1012 cover is really kind of cool. And if I was just going to buy a book for a cover, that was the one that I looked this week and I was like, yeah, that probably would be it.
Perry, any books?
And Bueller just blew me up. I guess that's cover A. So it's not even a variant. So I'm totally messed up.
Cover A. And Tank Comics said, man, that Action Comic A is a beauty.
Okay, I'm back.
And it is.
I'm back.
It really is a beauty. Oh, Wolf 65 cover A is a beauty. Yeah.
I'm doing this for Mr. Tank Collects in the chat who wanted to see that Justice League Dark, the B cover. So I'm getting a good zoom in on his face. Can you see that, Tank? Is that nice for you?
That was a thumbnail. That was a thumbnail because it is dope, man. Swamp Thing is like it, man. Like it.
Oh yeah, and I like his show. He's actually got a new member of the community on the Oblivion Bar. So it's him, the Oblivion Bar, and Mr. Garrow, if I'm not mistaken. And they've been doing a pretty good job. I was able to catch the tail end of their show, and I really liked it. Man, I thought you guys can see me, and it's still on that picture of Swamp Thing. I don't look that horrendous.
Yeah, that's a great point. Oblivion Bar is a channel that I've just started finding, and I've been really enjoying. And it's a few different people putting content on there together. But I think Kali is the name of the main guy who runs it. and runs the Instagram for that channel. He's a really cool guy, and he was the one on with Mr. Garrell, like you're saying, to talk about Swamp Thing the other day. And he might be coming out to LA, so maybe this summer I get to hang out with Kali and Tank Collects down in this neighborhood.
Heck yeah. And I know it's not a shout out show, but I see we got a member, Comic Man Andy, who's been a pretty, decent member in the community for a while. And I think he just started his first YouTube video. I don't know how you say that, but I think that's really cool. And he's always in the chat showing support everywhere I go. So I just want to say hats off.
Yeah, he made a funny video for Bear Island Comics Royal Guard contest. Which is a really funny contest. I think the videos are just super entertaining.
I just watched White Whales. I was like, this is great.
And and Comic Man Andy made a really great video. And you got to stick to the end because Comic Man Andy has a little clip right at the end that definitely made me laugh. Wiener dog for the win. Absolutely hysterical.
Oh, man.
Okay. All right. No more shout outs.
No, it's fine. Before we get off the air and all that, make sure we got everything covered here, guys.
I think so.
All the books you wanted to mention, Perry, John, myself, make sure we got all the books out the way because I want to plug something in real quick.
Well, real quick, because I did a survey on Instagram and it was like a landslide victory. What do you guys think of this Batman damn Jim Lee? I know I'm circling back around to the beginning, but I feel like we got a few more folks in here. Does anybody like this? Except for Rod. I know Rod likes it.
Dude, I kind of it's different. Let me stop talking so people can see it.
That looks pretty sweet. All right, so we got some people that are digging it. All right, I get it. I'm still sticking with the Joker. I think Joker
is better than Rob Liefeld's gigantic guns and pouches everywhere.
And what I will say about the Joker cover is it matches nicely with the other two covers that were like the primary covers to go.
The Harley on the cover B, issue B. It fits. The cover A, Jim Lee, you're great, dude. You're like a god in the community. Yeah, I don't understand what this has to do with anything.
Yeah, so for me, I like the Joker cover just because it fits with the others real nicely.
Heck yeah.
All right, so there's some books out there if you want to pick up second prints. But before we get to the second prints and all that stuff, I want to take a quick minute and say thank you out there to the community, everyone that's watching. If you are, I want to say thank you everyone that's been supporting my wife, my family on her GoFundMe page now. Her mother is recovering from Guillain-Barré syndrome. So if you guys want to know more information on it, check out Jesse Rick and his comics. Check out, it'll link on her page and all that stuff. But I want to say thank you to everyone that's donated. She's seen it, she cried, and it means a lot. And hey, if you don't have to donate, just share it, just spread the word. It means a lot to us. It's been a long road. It's been going on since March, and I'm not kind of focused right now. I really do apologize about that, but just like all the time looking out there. But anyway, thank you all for donating. But if you want to buy some books, second prints, third prints, I got a few right here for you. So we got Road of Bones, issue number 1 is going on second print, and that's a 4-issue run, guys. I'm gonna let you know that right now. War of the Realms, New Ages of Atlas, number 2 is on second print. So that's a 4-issue mini run. I'm letting you know that right now, too, guys. Middlewest, number 7, second print.
Wow.
Great read, guys.
That's a
I know you're gonna like this one, Perry. Ready? Spawn 297, second print.
Heck yeah. That's the one to get.
There it is. Why is that, Perry, sir?
It's probably gonna be like a lower print, so it's probably gonna be hard to find later on if you decide to get the Spawn bug. Like me, there's all these issues of Spawn that came out when no one was reading Spawn, and now I'm over here paying freaking $100 a book for Spawn, which is ridiculous. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I gotta get the full run.
Dude, you should have been Alec White Whale Comics.
I know, man.
He was selling books for almost half of what they're going on eBay. He had one of the lots with the the Gunslinger covers. Those 2 crazy Gunslinger
like
covers.
194, 195, something like that.
Dude, those things will sell slab. They'll sell for like $700 as a pair. And he was selling the lot for 200. I was like, holy crap. And nobody was saying nobody was buying.
I seen that he was doing the auction. I didn't bother telling Perry. I figured he's watching it.
Look, I didn't know until like the end of the auction that these were for his friend. I thought he's moving to Florida. There's going to be a bunch of books that he's not going to sell. When he gets down here, I'll butter him up and I'll buy them in person. But no, of course, you guys in the community had to go and buy the Spawn books.
Perry, why didn't you buy the books?
You see, the way my bank account's set up, it takes 2 business days for the transfer from the check-in to the savings back to the other.
Actually, hit him up on Instagram because I think there were a few lots that didn't sell, some big lots, and he's still trying to figure out if he's just going to buy them himself and send them and get slabbed and then flip the slabs. So if you want to get in before he decides to go through all that trouble, maybe you get that opportunity.
Maybe. I don't know.
Steve Whiting said 174, 175 if you want it.
Yeah, he's got the gunslingers. Freaking Steve Whiting sending me pictures. Look what I got. Oh, that's great, Steve. That's great, Steve. Where am I?
I want to shout out. Aggressively Relaxing said that Bueller wanted to talk about Major X. The fact that Major X drops tomorrow. I know that nobody mentioned it at all. We survived until now, not even mentioning Major X.
Caleb got under my skin yesterday in the chat when you were doing the list. I was just like, I stopped paying attention to what you guys were saying, and I was just like,
dude,
typing in my keyboard.
Art Germ versus Rob Liefeld. That is a hysterical discussion. And then you posted the voting on your Instagram.
I did. I'm actually going to check it right now to see where it's at. Let's see.
And then I want to shout out Comics Misexplained. He was saying that the new issue of Marvel Comics Presents is supposed to have a new character somehow related to Wolverine. So if people are looking for a book that's connected to Wolverine and want to be in on maybe a new appearance, first appearance, Marvel Comics Presents the new issue tomorrow.
And that was Comics Misexplained, right?
Yes, Jason was throwing that out.
Yeah, check out his channel. He's always on a Comic Corp, just like my homie right here, John. So
on my Instagram right now, Art Germ versus Major X. We got 35 votes for Art Germ, and 0 for Rob Liefeld. It is my first 100%.
You know what it was, and I'm going to defend Caleb just for a half a second because I voted Art Germ, and I do not have much Liefeld left in my collection. But he read an article where Art was Stanley Lau was basically saying that he is frustrated with the state of comics and not a real fan of the form, and is doing it as a job to make money. It's not his passion. Sure. And he's an artist and not necessarily just a comic book guy. And I think that hurt Caleb's feelings a lot, that he basically was saying he was kind of not necessarily bashing comic books, but certainly thumbing his nose up a little bit at it.
Which I kind of understand that, because if you're in this industry, when you tell people, like if you're a cover artist or you're an interior artist or an inker or colorer, and you go out to a bar and you're picking up a girl and they're asking you, what do you do for a living? Oh, I draw comic books. It's going to go either two ways. Really, really cool, and they're going to geek out, or bye. Like, you know, like at the end of the day, we're all nerds, you know, like, and it's like, if you're not in this community or you don't understand, you only watch the movies, which are popular, and that's all you know about it. Oh, you read comics? Get away from me. And I've run into too many of those people in my lifetime. So I understand what Art Germ's trying to do. Or his name's Stanley. I don't know his last name. But I get it. You're an artist. You want to be respected in the art community. You don't want to be that comic book guy. And that's why I kind of like Alex Ross, because no matter where you are in the spectrum of artists, his work is just like gold.
Yeah.
If you're a comic fan, if you're just a fan of painting, if you're a fan of drawing, his work is amazing.
And that's what it comes down to. You know, you buy what you like, you read what you like. You want to buy a cover book for the pictures and all the great art. That just so much stuff out there. You just put your money where your mouth is. That's pretty much it. But I do want to say that, hey, Ghost Tree, you mentioned that one on Perry Comics.
Which one? Ghost Tree? Oh yeah.
Number 1 is a 3rd print. Number 2 is a 2nd print. And the Leviathan Superman, that's on 2nd print.
Wow.
And guys, I know Perry, myself, and Edwin, we talked about hardcore. The trade back is out right now. If you want to pick that up, that's a good book to read.
Hardcore is a very good book.
Yeah.
It really is. If you don't know anything about it, it's the FBI government, quote unquote, has a secret program where they're able to shoot like a little tiny nano into someone else's body, and then someone can remotely jump into their conscience and like infiltrate like a drug ring or white supremacist culture. It's just like they could infiltrate and like be like undercover in someone else's body. It's really cool.
And they could like just click it off, and then you're like, that's
And
it.
if you die in that body, then you die in real life.
That is it's a good read if you like Matrix type of stuff. Like, just read it, man. Just go out there.
It is a really good read. Like, it's really enjoyable. Jabroni, he wasn't reading it, and I like hyped it up so much. He decided to get issue 3, skipping 1 and 2, and he was like, "Wow, this is pretty good," you know.
And John's looking at us like, "Yeah."
The book is like a movie. When you read it, it's like a movie. You went to film school, you know all about that.
Oh my god, you guys are slaying me, man.
All right, guys. So this is Buy or Pass. We thank everyone for hanging out. We threw hard care out there for a trade back. If you want to read it, that's up to you. If not, just pass on it, because this is what it's all about. I'm Rod the Rican. We got Perry Comics in house. John Perry, what you working on, brother?
Well, I just dropped my Keys of the Week video, I think yesterday morning. I dropped the video I want everyone to go see. If anybody wants to go to my channel at all, go watch the Who Are They Usagi Yojimbo. I put so much effort into that video, and I want to spread the word, because this is like an amazing character that I feel like not a lot of people know about, or if you've seen him on the Ninja Turtles TV show, like, I just want to spread the word of this guy, because this little rabbit is freaking awesome. And then that exposure to that Japanese culture is just really, really cool. I really like that. And then I do my comic book news of the week, which I have every Saturday. If you guys aren't caught up on your news, check it out.
Mr. John Comics with Kids, the professor, the captain. I like calling you the professor. That's what you told me a long time ago.
He's the king. He's the king. You shall
professor.
bow to him.
What you got going on, King Professor John?
I got the 2 shows I usually do on Wednesday are both going on tomorrow. I got the Comic Core Unlimited show with my buddy Jason Comics Misexplained, who's in the chat, and JD Comics. We're going to be talking about what books we've read recently, go through what we've been reading, new or old. We're going to talk a little bit of comic news. We're going to talk a little bit of community, what's going on, what channels are really banging. And then after that, we got the new Comic Book Day Book Club. Like I said, Steve Birkland, or Burke Nasty, is going to be joining us. We're going to be reading Batman Damned 3, trying to look at how that comic wraps up. And then at the end, instead of a little debate, we've been doing this new thing where sometimes we throw a second book in, and we're going to talk Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That's me for this week. I got Saturday morning comics with my girls most Saturdays, this Saturday included. And I think that's it for right now. I'm working with a member of the community on a new starting line, and then that will hopefully drop here in the next week.
Very cool.
All right, guys. So as always, I'm your boy Rod the Rican. Check out Friday. I'm dropping out the new scale.
They said you're dropping out. I'm like, what? You in school,
Yeah,
man? Dropping out?
I'm dropping the new video, the Rican scale. Stay tuned for that. As those we have Coast to Coast Comics. We're supposed to have, what's his name? Jeez. NYC.
I want to say too, Rod mentioned it really quickly, but it's worth going to look at his Instagram, see the GoFundMe. It's a really, really amazing cause. And what the way I looked at it was, I can buy a trade paperback, or I can put a little money into somebody that I care about, that his family's going through something difficult that I wouldn't wish upon anybody. So please take a little time and just at least go and read the GoFundMe page, because it's pretty powerful, pretty moving, and certainly worth your attention.
And if you guys aren't following Rod on his Instagram, you could go to Instagram and type in a just_a_Rican_and_his_comics. He is the guy with the yellow emblem, with the amazing hat, the awesome microphone. And it is actually the second photo right here. If you would click on it, and then it will give you all the information that you need. So definitely go ahead and check that out. because he is a wonderful member of the community, and he's always helping out everybody else and shouting everybody out and trying to grow us. And I think we all should just help him out for a little bit. Even if you just share it, you don't even have to give any money. Just go ahead and spread the word, because a fellow member is in need.
All right, guys. With that being said, comic book community shout outs every Sunday, 4:00, and buy your pass on New Comic Book Day next Tuesday. Everyone will be in the house. And with that being said, guys, good night, and thank you for everything.
Have a good night, guys. Peace.